Dave Revsine, pleased to be joined by former Buckeye All-American Cris Fox Sports 1 personality. First of all, we're back in your old stomping grounds here in Columbus. What are the emotions that go through your head when you come back here?
It's always so nice. And being a kid who grew up a Buckeye fan, growing up here in Ohio, the ability to be able to live out my dream, develop my talent here at Ohio State, and now just the access. You know, I called Urban this morning, was like, Coach, I'm going to come by practice with the film crew, Big Ten Network. He's like, whatever you need. No problem. I'm planning on sitting down with you guys after practice. Whatever you need around the place, I'll tell my guys. So just having access, seeing where the facilities have gone, seeing the athletes that have made their decision to come here just like I did, and now they're in my shoes, and just seeing also the athletic talent that they have. You know, seeing a young group of wide receivers, experienced group of defensive line that's maybe one of the best in the nation that we talked about. All those things, they play back into your mind as, wow, I remember when I was 18, 19, and in their shoes.
You know, it's interesting, you talk about coming back and how welcomed you are, and I think it really pervades this entire Ohio State community. I mean, very often when we're here, we see former Buckeyes around. What is it about this place that keeps people coming back?
Urban talks about it. It's not a 4-year decision when you're 17 or 18. It's really a 40-year decision. And now looking back at, you know, I left school in 1987. 30 years have gone like that, and the way they welcome us back, like they're still recruiting us, which they don't have to do. I think that's one of the things too that sets Ohio State apart from some of the other schools. Even the schools that have great tradition, they don't give the former players in the history of the school the access, you know, like Urban does.
You went on to a fabulous pro career, obviously a Hall of Famer. What's your greatest memory as a football player?
I would say the first game, running out in Ohio Stadium, like that 102,000 then.
Right.
And people talked about how it would make you feel, but it doesn't come close to the euphoria. And actually, it's the first time in my life that I was ever running where I actually couldn't feel the ground under my feet. And just running down to the student section for the first time, never ever had that feeling ever again. Always embedded in my mind. The first and the best memory that I had of many great memories that I had here.
It's so different now being out here watching Kevin Wilson's offense. They're throwing the ball all over the place today. Nothing against Earl Bruce and what he ran, but as you know, obviously the game has evolved significantly.
Right.
What would you have thought about being involved in an offense like this, a wide open spread attack?
I mean, I enjoy it. This is the new football. This is the way most high school teams are playing. A lot of college teams are playing. It's very pleasing, you know, to the eye, but also it still boils down to the basics. Even though they spread out a lot, the wide receivers still have to block. And it still wouldn't have changed my decision. I came here, we had Keith Byers, John Woolridge, we had great tailbacks. I knew they were going to throw the ball to me. Not as often as they're going to throw it to guys now, but it was still a great system to play in, just as well as these spread systems are great to play in now.
It's amazing how well you have transitioned career-wise, right? I mean, to become one of the foremost commentators now in the game, and now you get a chance to have your own show. First Things First with Nick Wright. Tell us a little bit about what that show is going to be on FS1 and what we can expect.
I mean, we expect it's going to be a morning show, a little edgier than some of the stuff that we've seen before. It's not going to be like some of the other shows on FS1 debate show. You know, it's just going to be smart commentary. Nick Wright, people will get to know him. He's a great guy. Going to be a very good broadcaster, young in the business. First opportunity for him to do television, coming from Houston by way of Kansas City. So I think sports fans will start getting used to that name out there. And myself, I'm looking forward to talking about the big topics, NBA, NFL, college football. Those are all the things that people want to talk about year-round. So we'll be doing it starting September 5th, doing it 5 days a week, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time to 9:30 on FS1.
We look forward to watching it. I know you're headed to Canton. You got your Hall of Fame shirt on. What's that moment like? I mean, when you reach the absolute pinnacle of your profession to get inducted in the Hall of Fame, what did that mean to you?
It blows your mind. And when you start out, I had big dreams. I dreamt of one day playing for the Ohio State, and I really wanted to play in the NFL, and I wanted to be a good player. And I talked about and wrote down my goals of making the Pro Bowl, but I never thought about the Hall of Fame. It was never a goal. It was never an ambition to be in that class of There's 310 people in the hall. 27,000 men have played in the National Football League over the 97 years. And there's 177 of us alive now. So to be in that rare air where, say last night I had dinner with Emmitt Smith, and the night before, or the morning, I had breakfast with Jim Brown. So, I mean, for a football player, it blows my mind the people that I'm around, and I'm in the same class as them.
Well, congratulations on all your success, Chris.
Thank you.
We look forward to watching you on FS1.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you guys on the Big Ten Network. Been a big fan for a long time. Also look forward to getting to some games.
Fabulous. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.